Hey family, welcome back to the Imani Invests community. You know that feeling when you open your bank account app, and instead of immediately closing it in horror, you actually smile. Like when you stop holding your breath at the grocery store, or stop calculating if that one cup of coffee means you'll be eating ramen for the rest of the week. There is a specific number where that shift happens, and it's not the $1 million the gurus always talk about. Most of those financial experts will tell you that you need 6 or 7 figures to be wealthy. But they are missing the most important milestone. There is a much smaller number that completely transforms your relationship with your coins. And once you hit it, everything changes. That number, family, is $20,000. I'm Imani, and I'm here to show you the real mechanics behind building wealth so you can stop hoping for a miracle and start creating your own. Now, before we talk about why $20,000 is the magic threshold, let's be honest about how wealth building really works. It's not a straight line. There are certain financial fences. And once you jump over them, the rules of the game change. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder up a steep hill. At the start, you are straining, sweating, and barely moving an inch. You're wondering if it's even worth it. But once you build enough momentum and reach the top, that boulder starts rolling down the other side almost effortlessly. $20,000 is that turning point. Everything before this number feels like you are fighting gravity. Everything after this number feels like gravity is finally working for you. But the real magic of this threshold isn't just the math. It's what happens in your mind. When you don't have a cushion, your brain stays in survival mode. Every decision you make is filtered through fear and scarcity. You take a job you hate because you can't afford to be picky. You stay in toxic situations because leaving feels too risky. You say yes to things you don't want to do because you're desperate for the check. When you're in survival mode, your brain literally cannot think about growth. It's like trying to plan a vacation while your house is on fire. But when you cross that $20,000 mark, your brain finally gets the space to breathe. Research from Vanguard shows that having just $2,000 in emergency savings increases your financial well-being by 21%. If $2,000 can do that, imagine what $20,000 does. It creates enough breathing room for you to stop asking, "How do I survive?" and start asking, "How do I build?" Let's look at the math because the math is beautiful. Let's say you are saving $1,000 every month and earning an 8% return. Getting to your first $20,000 takes about 19 months of discipline and sacrifice. That's a year and a half of saying no to things so you can say yes to your future. But here is the part that will blow your mind. Your second $20,000 doesn't take another 19 months. It only takes 17. You did the same amount of work, but you shaved 2 full months off the timeline just because you had that first 20,000 working alongside you. By the time you're going for your third 20,000, the timeline shrinks even more. Your money starts doing the heavy lifting. Once you hit a larger number, like 400,000, your investments can generate $20,000 in just 5 months automatically. The first milestone is the hardest, but everyone after that gets easier. The secret isn't some exclusive rich person investment, it's just scale. A 10% return on $2,000 is only $200. Nice, but it's not paying the rent. But a 10% return on $20,000 is $2,000. Now we are talking about real money. That is money flowing into your account without you lifting a finger. But even more valuable than the cash is the habit you built to get there. To save $20,000 starting from zero, you had to rewire your brain. You had to track your spending, resist impulse buys, and prove to yourself that you are in control of your money. You became the type of person who can delay gratification. That is a life skill that will protect your legacy forever. When you have $20,000 in the bank, you start seeing opportunities instead of just threats. An unexpected car repair isn't a disaster anymore, it's just an annoyance. A rent hike isn't a reason to panic. It's a reason to negotiate or look for something better. You might even see a business opportunity or a killer real estate deal and realize you actually have the capital to consider it. This is what we mean when we say, money goes to money. It's not a conspiracy, it's just that having options creates more opportunities. You also stop sweating the small stuff. You stop agonizing over the price of organic bananas and start focusing on the big rocks: your housing costs, your career growth, and your investment strategy. Perhaps the biggest change happens in your career. $20,000 is walking away money. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, you are trapped. You can't ask for a raise because you're afraid to lose the job. You can't leave a toxic boss because you need the next check. But $20,000 gives you the power to negotiate from a position of strength. You show up more confident and more assertive because you know you'll be fine either way. Often, you don't even need to use the money. Just knowing it's there changes how people treat you. You become a leader instead of a servant to your paycheck. But family, I see people mess this up all the time. They hit 20,000, feel that power, and then immediately blow it on a new car or a fancy vacation as a reward. Don't do that. That 20,000 is not a reward, it is the seed for your generational wealth. Don't eat your seed. The average person spends more on car payments and insurance over their lifetime than it would take to be completely financially independent. A new car loses 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. That is wealth destruction. When you have $20,000, you start seeing that a $30,000 car isn't just $30,000, it's money that could have grown into $200,000 in your investment account. Suddenly, driving that reliable used Honda feels like a strategic win, not a sacrifice. This mindset shift is what separates those who build wealth from those who just look like they have it. It's about becoming intentional. It's about measuring your wealth by your options, not your stuff. $20,000 won't make you a millionaire tomorrow, but it will fundamentally change how you move through this world. It's the difference between reacting to life and designing it. Start building that foundation today, because your future self, the one who is smiling at their bank account, is counting on the decision you make right now. Trust me, they will thank you for it. This is Imani reminding you that wealth is built step by step and decision by decision. You got this. If this blessed you, hit that like button, subscribe to the family, and share this with a sister who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next one.